Hello, everyone. Apologies for the technical that we have encountered, and at least now we are ready to go for this webinar. Welcome to this series of Africa Matters Initiative webinar. My name is Jean Claude Muhire. I'm delighted to be speaking to you today, all the way from Kigali, Rwanda, about this important topic of millennials in the workplace, our challenges, the way we are perceived, and actually how we position ourselves. A bit of my background: I'm an African Matters Initiative ambassador and currently working as the Rwanda program coordinator for a German foundation called Friedrich Ebert Stiftung, and we promote social protection and governance, civil society organization, and government institutions. Previously, I worked with organizations such as the programs and microgrants that community development model in East Africa. Ultimately, I'm the alumni of the Global Health Corps Fellowship, Mo Ibrahim Governance for Development Residential Program, and International Institute of Peace and Development Studies. And I'm the board chair of Hands of Mothers, an organization that is supporting vulnerable women in Rwanda. So along the way in this conversation, we'll be taking questions and your comments, and that we share our skills and knowledge. I want to kick this off by reading for you two famous quotes about millennials. So what do people talk about millennials? And one of the quotes that I find very interesting goes like, "Don't lie to anyone, but particularly don't lie to millennials." The workplace has become a psychological battlefield, and the millennials have the upper hand because they are the tech savvy with every gadget imaginable, almost becoming an extension of their bodies. As any other millennial, I faced management and institutional challenges, and I want to share my story as a millennial so that we can jump to today's presentation. Back in 2013, I joined the organization as a senior manager, and the youngest in my team was 5 years older than myself. And I was responsible to hold this team together and to achieve the organizational mission. You can obviously guess what happened. It wasn't easy to give instructions because people would always remind you that they have been there before you. It wasn't easy to work together to achieve some goals. And then they would be like, "We know how these things done, so maybe you should sit there and listen to us." And then I think some of you would resonate with this challenge, because as you hold the position, then you have to learn, but also you have to work hard so that you achieve what you're supposed to achieve. And this takes us to, who is a millennial then? Millennials are also known as the Generation Y, the demographic cohort following Generation X and preceding the Generation Z. Researchers and popular media typically use the early 1980s as the starting birth years and the mid 1990s to early 2000 as ending birth years. And Simon Sinek, author and inspirational speaker, goes on with the precision that millennials are the group of people who are born in 1984. So there are people who also belong in this generation, and in this sense, there is also an explanation from the Oxford Living Dictionaries describes as millennial as a person reaching a young adulthood in the early 21st century. So what's our workplace attitude. Of course, as any other generation, we have a lot in common. Millennials place an emphasis on producing meaningful work. Yeah, in the article Challenges of the Work of the Future, it also stressed that millennials working at the knowledge-based jobs very often assume personal responsibility in order to make the most of what they do, as they are not satisfied with remaining for a long period of time at the same job. Our career path become more dynamic and less predictable, which makes us very different from other generations. It is also said that the introduction of social media has obviously augmented collaboratory skills and created a preference for a team-oriented environment. Back in 2010, the Journal of Business and Psychology contributors Mears and Sadagin found millennials expect close relationships, frequent feedback from supervisors to be a main point of differentiation, which make millennials to be preferred at the workplace because they are more informed, they can, work hard. And multiple studies also observe millennials associating job satisfaction with free flow of information, strong connectivity to supervisors, and more immediate feedback. And we, the millennials, look for versatility, more of adapting to new situations, and flexibility in the workplace, and strive for strong work-life balance in our jobs. And again, we have similar career aspirations to other generations, giving value to financial security and diverse workplace. But also there is a need to brand ourselves as millennials at the workplace. And why branding? And how do people brand themselves? Your personal brand is how people see you, how they would describe you. Similar to how people describe famous people or companies, it is the set of values and characteristics that describe who you are, that people know you for. Your personal brand is what makes you you, yourself. It is how we market ourselves to others. It's how we sell what we have, being proactive, helping others, result driven. All of this should be your brand so that at a certain level, people would come to you like, look, we have learned a lot of good things about you. And again, we have that energy to get things done as millennials. But let's talk about challenges at the workplace. As millennials, there is a lot of interruptions, there is a lot of expectations, and there is numerous challenges in our workplaces. Again, as I said at the beginning, if you have any question, if you have any comment, please feel free to send it on this video. Then I will be able to respond to the questions and also reading your comments. Yes, I can see he has worked with it's more of comments from colleagues at the Africa Matters. Yes, we welcome your comment, welcome your questions. Yes, back to the challenges. There is three main challenges in our workplaces. So the first one is the communication etiquette, which is basically the written communication, which poses to be a great challenge faced by millennials today, and guilt as charged. Every company uses email as primary source of communication. For a generation that used to write K instead of OK, formal emailing is a bit of a challenge. And while talking face to face, the body language speaks a lot of the person. Being too casual, and the rest might perceive you to be lazy or not interested, or maybe unfocused. And this is an issue, is a problem to fix. And to correct manners when it comes to professional communication, reading and implementing some tips as to how to email properly or how to be professional might help. Also, following the body language of the respondent might improve communication. It's as easy as that. We have got internet. You find information on how to write professional emails, how to communicate properly. The second problem at our workplaces is conflicting ideas. We are babbling with ideas, and it is said that prioritization is such a huge issue. We want to do everything the same time as millennials, but there is no way you can do everything the same time, and this is a simple issue to fix. Learn to use to-do lists, A, B, C, D, and knowing the level of priorities, low, medium, and high priority, and this will help you. And again, disruption. We have a lot of disruptions. It is said that we want to be everywhere, working on a document, responding to emails, and again, chatting with our friends on Facebook, on WhatsApp. But there's no way you can do all the three things together. If you are focusing on a document, yes, give it 30 minutes, and then you can go back to your email, see if there is no new emails. You can see if there is any urgent call you have. There is also a time doing one thing at a time. Another critical thing is about the dress code for millennials. Sometimes not being able to differentiate or maybe look up to how our colleagues dress. Of course, power dressing is the trend now, but among many other problems, millennials face a pertinent problem of what to wear. Of course, flashy and fashionable clothing are allowed if you are working for the fashion industry. If not, you should dress according to what others are wearing in your company. And then how to fix this? It's simple. There is no magic. There is no magic to fix this problem. Look around to find out what suits your company's dress code and the best you can do. Also make sure you find out if your company has a dress code at all or not. I want to talk more about some of the things that we do and then we think they are appropriate. But again, if you want to be leaders, there is a lot of role models that we can look up to. There is a lot of things we can do to brand ourselves, and then we stand in the crowd. I want to conclude with a quote that says that leadership is a way of thinking, a way of acting, and most importantly, a way of communicating. So it's more of improving on the way we perceive things, the way we act, and also the way we communicate, making our communication more effective, being focusing on key responsibilities and priorities. So as millennials, if we can learn all the three things together, then we are able to be the leaders we want, and not the leaders of tomorrow, but rather the leaders of today. And back to the personal story of working together in an environment where you find yourself maybe as a junior staff, or maybe as a senior staff, but working with people with extensive experience more than you do, then you should learn to set priorities as well as learning from others. As millennials, we need to learn to ask good questions. And with good questions, you collect important information to help you work hard, to help you achieve your professional trajectories. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask questions. And if you have any comments, again, feel free to comment. Then we'll be wrapping up this presentation, this webinar, with comments and questions. Yeah, as I can see, yeah, millennials value job satisfaction, and yes, maybe there is an internet problem. I can't see questions. Yeah, again, as a young generation, I think we are the luckiest. We are the luckiest generation, whereby we are able to have access to different information. Information has been available more than before, as I said earlier on. And it's very important that we use this opportunity to leverage and to build strong networks, not only in our respective countries, but across the globe, being part of professional networks such as Africa Matters Initiative, whereby you can still contribute your knowledge, your skills, and then you become the best you want to be. And who doesn't want to be the role model for himself? Who doesn't want to be the kind of a leader you want to follow? And these are the things that are very possible, looking up to other people who have achieved a lot, young people who are doing amazing job in their respective countries. Yeah, as I can see, we have no questions coming up. Thank you very much. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being with us. Again, this is a new platform for Africa Matters Initiative. We invite you to follow us on our Facebook, on our Instagram, so that you keep being updated on different webinars, and feel free to suggest topics that you feel should be covered by our amazing network, the Africa Matters Initiative. We are the ones we have been waiting for. Thank you.